Hi, I'm Shimelle Lane, and today I'm here to share with you a layout made from the True Stories collection by American Crafts. So I'm starting with this ombre print, which is one of the B-sides. It looks like this on the other side. And I'm starting with the navy at the bottom because I like how the darker colors can ground my design, and then I have the lighter colors at the top. So everything's going to be anchored down here in the bottom third of the 12 by 12. I'm using one 4 by 6 photo, and then I'm going to map that with another B-side from the collection. This is a white with a teeny tiny little aqua polka dot. It's the reverse of this lovely light bulb print. And so I'm starting with those patterns, and then I'm going to build more on top of this with some motifs. Now, I'm going to be doing a lot of layering on this layout, so when I adhere my elements, I'm not adding my adhesive right at the edge. That means that it's really easy for me to add more layers because there's nothing that's going to be in the way, and it doesn't matter if I haven't planned out every little thing. If I see something that I want to tuck underneath, I still have that flexibility. Then if I get to the end and I'm unhappy with any of these corners coming up, it's super easy to just go back and add a little bit more adhesive, or sometimes it's nice to have the curled texture. So if that seems to your eye that things maybe aren't as secure as they need to be, don't worry, it's just part of my process while I'm layering things. So speaking of layering, I want to use the sticker book from this collection to start my layers, and that's the entire idea behind our sticker book this time. So it looks the same as our sticker books normally do, but if you start at the back of the book, you get really large stickers, and then as you go forward, they get gradually smaller. And we've measured them out so they fit together a little bit like Russian nesting dolls, so that you can put them all together in different combinations, and they'll have just that right little amount of border around the edge when you layer them with other pieces in the book. So it should be really easy to use to create clustered embellishments. So I'm going to be using some of the labels, for example, this yellow square. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull it out. And I'm just going to rest it alongside because that helps me find all the different elements I want to use and kind of see them come together visually. I also want to use one of the pieces from the cut apart sheet. I'm going to use this large square that says Delighted and brings together all the different colors from the collection. That way I can bring in all different embellishments on this page, and I'll have all the colors there in one element that brings it all together. But this has a lot of open space here, so I'm going to be layering that so that it tucks underneath here, and that way I don't end up with this being so heavy and weighted over to the side. I can bring everything in and not have any white space in between. So I'll do the same thing with the adhesive. I keep my edges free so that I can tuck more things underneath those layers. And I'm offsetting this a little bit too so that it's obvious that these aren't the same pattern paper. I like for it to be obvious that they are different pieces that are all coming together. Then I think I'm going to be able to fit this here because as soon as I saw this sticker, I can see that the L is square, and that means I can put that square sticker right there and it'll act as a frame. But I also then have this space to the edge, and it would be nice to be able to have something there. So I'm going to use the ruler. Now this is actually the branding strip from one of those pattern papers, and I want to be able to see the wording, so I'm just moving it over to see where I want it to end. And I think I'll trim it about there, and likewise over here, and then I can tuck that just under the top of the photo mat. Now I can add that sticker right there into the little corner that I'd identified earlier, and I've just put some pop dots on the back so that I have a little bit of dimension with that layer lifted up. Now I have all this empty space at the top to work with, and I have the space around this sticker where I have other elements that can fit into that space. And I also can use different elements from the collection, of course, so I thought the wood veneer comes in well with the colors that are in the photo and the natural tones. And even though this is leaves in the photo, I might even bring in some floral pieces. So these patterns exist in the pattern paper, in the die cut pack, and also in the sticker book. So to build with a little bit more color, I have red on this side of that yellow square, so I'm going to add some red to the opposite corner. And I'm going to bring in the natural tone on this side, and then I can build in this area here, and that's going to leave me space at the top for a title and my journaling. So I'm just going to use that same idea of looking at the lettering here and fitting this into a corner. And my options here are to either leave a little bit of space between the sticker and the wood veneer or to tuck it underneath, which is what I prefer. So I'm going to tuck that underneath there, but leave a little space above the E. And I have my red sticker here, and then I can look at this space. And I think this floral is going to work really well, but I want the colors to be opposite. So instead of having the red on the red and the yellow with the yellow, if I turn it around, I'm just going to have a little bit more balance and bring all these colors together. Now I've used this sticker that has silver lettering, so I'm going to pick that up with silver thickers for my title. And I have this space here, so I can start spelling my title here and work toward the outside of the layout. With our word and phrase small sticker sheet, you also get a set of small letters. So I'm going to use that for the second part of the title. It just makes it possible to have a little bit more, a little bit of a longer title without running out of room. And it means that you can get a few more pages from your thickers, and that's something I always like. So I tend to mix up the colors and the patterns for my titles. Now I just have 2 more spaces on the layout to work with, so I'm going to add my journaling in this top corner here, and then I need to do a little bit more work to finish this embellishment around the title, because now I have this white space that's trapped in between the title and the little ruler here. So I'm going to add a little bit more there to just finish everything. With my journaling at the top of the page, then it's just this tricky spot of embellishment left. So I just want to add a little bit more here so that it feels a little balanced and doesn't have any awkward empty spaces. So little stickers like these, where I have all the different little banners and words and strips, are really easy to add to spots like this, where you just feel like you need a little something extra, but you don't want to take away from the feeling of everything else that's already on the page. So I'm going to start with one of these, and I'm going to pull it quite far over. And I don't want to cover up all of the pinking edge, and I don't want to cover up all of the ruler. I just want to add a little bit more horizontal element there. And then what I'm thinking is that I need something else here that's a little horizontal, and then something that's a shape in the center. And that will make this area of the page not feel quite so awkward or spaced out. So it'll just bring it all a little bit together. So here's another horizontal element I can bring in. Have another little word tag. So I can bring this one lower. And then I need something here, and I've just left that so that it's not completely stuck down, so that I can add those elements. And I have some little flower stickers that match, and they even have a little bit of silver foil. So that brings in the silver from the title as well.